How are we reading these, by the way?
We are going to be sharing... Oh, hello everyone! Greetings and salutations! Welcome to this very special rendition of Cursed Fanfiction Readings. I am... drunk.
Oh, I thought you would. I thought your brain was loading for a second. And you were just like, I am
everything and nothing at the exact same time.
You didn't tell me you were fucking drinking. Shit, all I have is like straight fucking liquor and vodka.
Well,
if I drink this, I'll wake up in the fucking hospital.
Yep, we are in the tavern after all, and what better place to read cursed fanfiction than in the tavern ourselves? We look extremely out of place, but you know what? We're gonna make do with what we have and enlighten everyone with a special stream that was made possible from my recent charity event stream. Thank you for raising enough money to make this stream a reality. Well, I am
Haha, you gave him money.
Yes. You gave Jazz Hands for Autism money. That's the thing. So, we are doing these cursed fanfiction readings. And I am joined here by Killjoy and...
Go on, say it.
Mjolnir. You're the mighty hammer in this entire circumstance. But before we get started and I start sharing the screen of all these infamous fanfiction to the both of you, why don't you introduce yourselves? So let's start with Mjolnir.
Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna fight you after this, man.
I mean, you are a mighty hammer, so I bet you can do the job.
No.
Oh.
Like, I feel so cringy when I explain my backstory.
No worries whatsoever,
I'm an elf
sure to go
possessed by an evil elk spirit. I shitpost and I talk about poo-poo.
Oh yes, that's your most delightful telling. Thank you so much for introducing yourself, Mjolnir. Okay, if you seriously want me to stop doing that, I most certainly can in this case.
It's better than the other thing people call me.
Okay. Alright, so
Which I don't want to say on stream. It's fine, but I know that as soon as I say it, you're gonna start calling me that, and I don't want that.
I want to call you by anything that makes you uncomfortable in this case. So if Mjolnir gets a good kick from this stream until you have to leave, that is what you will be called.
Thanks, Dad.
You are most welcome. I am a father today. I guess I look like a father in this little get-up here with my small top hat, my monocle, my very awkwardly swaying beard. Yes, this is a weird beard. This is real, not super glued, and very odd parts, like stuck to my front teeth.
Oh, hold on, I have a fucking asset like that myself. It's pretty fucking funny.
Ooh, delightful.
Pick it up.
Nice. If you wish to showcase it, you most certainly can. I would love to see it, even if it isn't on this particular stream.
Fuck, where is it?
And Plague Maker, hello, greetings and salutations to you. Welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy a little foray into fanfiction. But next, Killjoy, would you like to...
We'll get to the fanfic eventually.
Yes, we'll get to it eventually. We are trying to ease it into the tension. Yes. I look Amish? Do I look Amish?
Actually, yeah.
Holy globby hell. Maybe this is just basically me going past my Amish ways, looking online, and knowing how cursed it is. This is my revelation. Maybe this is...
Going past my Amish ways and getting bitches in the VTuber community.
Most certainly. So, Killjoy, introduce yourself to everyone who may not be familiar.
Hi, I'm Killjoy, internet bag boy, mostly do YouTube stuff, editor.
Yes, most certainly. He is a video editor. He recently edited a Spooktober announcement video that I did. So, if you... Oh, here we go. I knew I got that wrong.
He has his shit together.
Yes.
Unlike me.
Well, each of us has our own ways in which we may not have our things together. For me, my beard is not really being held together in the best way possible, but I just posted a... So if you wish to follow each of the people that are participating in this special fanfiction reading, you can do so now within the chat, or you can type in !collabs anytime within the chat, and you
update your collab option? God damn. God, you're on it. I forget. Mine's probably like a year out today.
Yeah, honestly. Oh, look, it's just reappeared again. Look at that. Well, honestly, I just recently knew how to toggle scenes, and it took me over 2 years to figure that out. So, if
honey,
I want to...
if there's anything you need help with, just message me and I'll help.
Oh, look at that! Mjolnir wants to help me. That's wonderful. See, I always love it when people think, oh, yes, I can help you. Wait, why did I make that? That's so horrible. Mjolnir, I am so sad and sorry that you had to hear that noise from that same sentence.
Hey, you're VTubers. We're always gonna be sad, it's fine.
Oh yes, sad, lonely, depressed, and filled with anxiety. That's why we're in this tavern today, to quench our thirst for sorrow with cursed fanfiction. So let me go ahead and share my screen then in the meantime, so you actually basically see which story I'm on first and foremost.
I still really love how you've basically asked a partially dyslexic person to read fanfic with you.
Well, yeah, it's
Well,
kind
I
of...
chose to, but you know what I mean.
Yes, it might add a bit to the charm. And if you need assistance, we most certainly can help. Right, Killjoy? Old festive fellow you?
Certainly.
Yes.
Internally, he's like, nah, I'm out of here as soon as I can.
Okay, let me go ahead and share my screen then in the meantime. It's gonna be this one.
Ow.
Okay, so the first story, and I'm gonna type it within the stream itself within this regard, is gonna be a story made famous by a YouTuber. Call me Kevin in this case. He wrote a story he originally was going to post on Creepypasta, but apparently it got in so bad that it was posted to the alternative website back in the day called Crappypasta instead. And it was one of the most well-regarded Crappypastas, highest rated, or most viewed out of the bunch. So, that story, as I'm going to type it in here now, it is going to be...
Genius.
It is a genius one. It's very short, it's not too long, and it's called The Supermarket Monster. That is the first story.
SCP just dropped.
Yep, SCP, the Supermarket Monster. Now, I think I'll read this first one if you don't mind in this case. Hello, my name is Celestia Ludenberg. I feel like I butchered that to hell and high water, but welcome to this very cursed rendition of cursed fanfictions. I hope you enjoy yourself. I hope you enjoy yourself indeed. Okay, so now, let's get started. So, the tale of the Supermarket Monster. Oh, and in case anyone's wondering if Crappypasta is still up, unfortunately, it was taken down, and now it's like a domain that's wanting to be bought the last time I checked it. So, here we go. Once in a place far away, a very long time ago, there was a boy named Roger. He was tall, but a bit round. Like me! He lived in a big city where unusual things seemed to happen every day. For example, his uncle died. Anyway, it's just like, anyway, let's not describe how the uncle died. It's only a bit of a forethought in the matter of things. This main story is more important than the uncle died. But anyway, Roger had lots of enemies in the city. All the people he used to like were now his enemies because he changed. His pants? Not added too much into this. He used to be a really successful banker named Ron, but he decided to go another way, and now he is a hobo named Roger. Because of this, His friends thought they didn't like him anymore, so they said, and Roger was like, "Oh no, I have no friends but loads of enemies." What are these voices? God damn it.
Alternate pronunciation. Enimes.
Enimes. Enimes. I tell you, my mispronunciations is horrid, even when it's not typed in correctly. You now know me to a grander extent than usual. Roger lives day to tomorrow. Day to tomorrow. Oh, this is golden hour. By the change he gets off strangers outside McDonald's, but sometimes he. And that's how the sentence ended.
Good sentence there.
When he gets enough
Follows
money, he goes to the local shopping center called Teco. That's taco with an E instead of an A there. He can only buy things when they are on sale, so he only buys things when they are on sale because he doesn't have much money. I love this already. Sometimes he even gets enough change to buy chicken when it's on sale, and he goes into KFC and says, "Can you cook this for me?" And they do it because they are his enimes and spit in the food. Yuck! There we go. We gotta really enunciate the yuck! That kind of aspect there. Today, on the most windy and stormy and rainy and cloudy and sad of days, he decided he needed to eat and went to Teco. When he went inside, there was no baskets. This was weird. Roger thought that they must be giving them a break today, so he kept going. He saw that bread was on sale, so he was going to buy it. And then, in big, fat, hairy madness at me, ran up to him and said, "No! That's not food! Or you!" Well, I'm easily amused already. And he took the sale sign away, which made the bread go back up to $100,000! That must be the greatest bread in all the world. This is all in the future, so that's normal for the future. Roger made a face similar to this. D, and then column. And he said, "What if you don't give me that? I will starve." And the fat man laughed, and his fat went bouncing from laughing. Then one of Ron's enemies died. So Ron felt his anger rising. That happens when his enemy die. Oh, the pronunciation's bad on my part. Maybe it's all for extra effect. And then he punched the banana so hard that his fat fell off, and the man was so angry that he cried blood. That was quite powerful then. Then the lights went out so fast that Roger knew he was going to be murdered. A black mist came out of the cereal boxes, and the bacon was flying everywhere. Pancake mix splashing over the counters. Freezers freezing at high temperature. That normal. So that it was freezing the frozen pizzas too much. Ron ran way far away to that aisle that's always full of people. It has like lots of sweets and crisps, yummy. There was like 15 monsters there, all black with eyes oogling with blood and tears. The hat looked like bacon, but were actually dead people's skin. He screamed, "Fat man, help!" But when the fat man came he said, "You punched my fat, and now you will pay!" Dot 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 dot. I am your name. And then he ran and went inside a freezer, but forgot that the freezers froze too hard now, and he died from freeze. We got one more paragraph. That's it. Roger ran to an exit and was almost out when he tripped on something. Oh, tripping and peeing at the same time. That's majestic. He looked down and saw his enemy saying, "Help me! The pancakes were too string!" And then he said, "Now, I am Roger. You are Ron's friend, not mine, smelly." And he ran out the door. He was safe. He got out. He escaped. He avoided death. He was alive. He was tall. He was safe. He was Roger! Then he went back in for the bread, but forgot about the monsters! So when he got the bread, the monsters came out between the slices and cried blood from the months, saying, "We are your names, Ron!" He said, "How do you oh, my own name!" And then they ate him, and he just fell down on the floor, crying from death. His last words were, "I am all your names." And then he fell down and died. Just before he died, he said, "I will now be a supermarket monster." So when you're in the supermarket, remember that Ron is waiting. In the future, though, because it's in the future, remember? And that's the story of the supermarket monster. There we go. Cutie Bird, hello! I didn't see that you came in during my story. I did. Hello, greetings and salutations to you. Welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoyed that rendition of Call Me Kevin's infamous crappy pasta magnum opus, The Supermarket Monster. That was the first story of the occasion. Let me go ahead and shout you out then, Cutie Bird, in this case. There we go. Oh, I knew I forgot the... I gotta remember about that. Oh, yep. So, what is everyone's thoughts on what just transpired?
Horrendous. Absolutely fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
This is an amazing piece of literature.
Are you saying that because you're biased with Call Me Kevin, or do you sincerely mean
not
that?
at all.
Okay.
I'm just worried you want me to read some with that much energy, that much vigor, you know?
Yeah.
Same.
I mean,
I'm British, we're not allowed to feel emotions.
Oh yes, well, a lot of people always think that I'm British, so maybe they are entirely wrong then in that case, because I'm so full with vigor and constipation that it's great.
I was trying to yawn.
Great! I gave you a yawn and a great laugh and a chuckle. Wonderful. Alright, so that...
I found a really short one.
Oh.
And then like a 2-ish paragraph one.
Okay.
Let me send them to you so you can just like quickly look at them. Hold on.
I think
That's
we will be...
the first one.
Okay, let me double check here, because... Percentage 22 game, percentage 22.
Oh no, it's quotation marks, but it doesn't want to work.
Oh, 22 game 22 then. Ah. So, and Dio lives in my closet. Well, I think we can go ahead and start with maybe 22 game in this case. Okay.
No, it's game.
It's supposed to be game. So the percentage in 22 is basically supposed to be the quotation marks then, huh?
Uh-huh.
Wow. Delightful. Exquisite. Okay. So, I'm gonna share that screen for all of you then. before we get started, I think that's a nice rendition. Thank you, Mjolnir, for that recommendation. I knew you had it in you. With all that power surging through.
I don't know if I can match you on like emotions, you know.
Well, it depends on if you want to read this one. Bruh. Well, thank you for the follow, by the way. That was greatly appreciated. Did my energetic performance. Killjoy, I thought you were also following me as well. What the bloody hell?
Oops.
Okay, I'm gonna turn you up just a little bit before we get started with one of you reading this next story then, I think. Because you need some times to shine. So let me go ahead and share.
Does this have... Oh, bless you.
Oh, excuse me.
My word, that was a mighty sneeze there. So let me go ahead and change the screen.
Oh.
Okay.
I thought there was another one.
There was another one here. Alright, so change windows. I'm gonna change the window now.
Does this have to be yelled?
There we go. Oh. Oh my word, maybe, yeah. Are you in the mood for yelling for this case? Can you all see the next game? Oh, let me change the title first and foremost before we begin, so people know which story we're going for next. Game. That is the name of this next fanfiction. Short and simple. So who wants to attempt this one?
Well, I can't be loud, so fucking go for it, mate.
Killjoy, are you ready?
I don't trust myself to scream.
You want me to do it then in this case? Okay, I can definitely do it then. Alright.
Fucking worse.
Here we go. One time I bought a game! It was called Game! I played it, and there was static! Nothing but static! So I burned it, cause it was haunted! But that night, I saw static staring menacingly at me through my window! Now I am one with static! The end.
That was almost poetic.
Oh my god, beautiful. I'm crying. Oh my god.
Okay, I'm clipping that. I'm clipping that right now. Come on.
I am legitimately crying though.
There we
'cause
go.
I've been laughing so hard.
Maybe that's... Okay, I guess you made the right choice in having me read that one because I actually had the throat capacity for that. But that was game!
I could not do
Short...
it justice.
Oh, my baby little lungies couldn't handle that. Ooh, goo gaga.
I'm just surprised I had the lung power for that. I needed to execute it with such ferocity. Okay, so that was game. The second fanfiction. Wasn't really a fanfiction though? What would that have been taken from?
Oh god, Sonic.exe. Oh, we don't
That's
talk
what I
about
was
that.
Well, there's Sonic High School. That one too. That's supposed to be
No,
one of the
no.
bad ones.
I can read the Dio lives in my closet if you want. The joke is that I've barely watched an episode.
Oh, I haven't really
Same.
watched any of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure either, except for what Antfish did with the Abridged series. That's about all that I remember, personally. So,
Really good 3 episodes.
okay, so first, let me share that screen with every one of you here before we commence. So every one of you sees it. Alright, so let's see here. Can you see it right now?
See, senor.
Yes,
Okay.
I see the foreign squiggles.
Okay, got it then. Alright, so let's change the title of this particular one to Dio Lives in the Closet.
I feel like I'm gonna let you all down now.
Oh,
I mean-
come on. There's no
What
need
is
to
that?
be so down on yourself here. Whatever you do will be magnificent. If you want constructive feedback, we can certainly provide that for you. And maybe throw you
I
out
like
the window
talk myself
afterwards.
up like, yeah, I'm gonna read this really well, and then I just like complete fucking monotone.
Hey, It's quite alright. It's quite alright. Sometimes we just
got
have a different way of presenting written word through our voices. Alright. Mjolnir, are you ready for this royal story?
No, bye.
You just... For a moment, I thought you were just gonna leave the call right then and there.
I was tempted, but I didn't want to risk Fugi having a fit. So I was
Okay.
like, I can't be asked.
Well, it has done it. Well, when I was basically in Metopia, there was a time in which I had to wear the skin of one of those. What do you call those cats that are like wrinkly and with no hair whatsoever? What do you call those cats again?
So are they like Sphinx cats?
Yeah, I think
or
it's
some
a Sphinx cat. I had to wear the skin of the Sphinx cat. It was like wrinkled old balls, and someone was so
Yeah, that's what
petrified of it that they just jokingly left the call. I told them, "You can leave the call at any time if you don't want to look at me like this." And they, "Oh, okay." And then they just came back. That whole spin. All right, Mjolnir, are you ready?
Yeah, I'll have to keep an eye on the closet while I read this one, you know?
Of course, I'm keeping an
Just
eye
in
on
case.
mine right now.
Mine's behind
Oh,
me.
wait. We're in a tavern at this moment. Do they even have closets in taverns?
I imagine so.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere.
We gotta keep an eye on their closet then. Okay, go ahead. I'm looking.
Oh god. So, Dio lives in my closet. My friends had coerced me into watching the show JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I had watched a few episodes, mostly because one of my friends offered me a case of Sprite cranberries if I gave it a chance. After they had mentioned it, I went into my room to get my laptop. But first, I went into my closet to get some socks. Strangely enough, I found a box of old VHS tapes where my socks should have been. Each tape was labeled JoJo 1, JoJo 1, 2, JoJo 1, 3, etc. I decided to start randomly with 3:19. I ended up watching 3:19, 1:22, and 1:1. All the episodes featured this blonde dude called Dio. I tried to watch more of the show, but it was just too whack for me to handle. I claimed my Sprite cranberry case and went on with my life. 7 days later, I came to my room and instantly knew something was off. It reeked of mold and odd cologne. The scent emanated from my closet. I opened the door, and standing in the shadows was a buff blonde man. Dio. I, like the small child I am, shrieked and closed the door. Night fell and I couldn't sleep, with constant pounding and scraping on my closet door. Eventually, I heard a deep voice say, "Please let me talk to you." I clicked on a flashlight and got the old BB gun from under my bed and loaded it with as many BBs as I could. I looked at the wooden stock. Red Rider was etched into the oak.
I get that reference.
Wait, no, it
Same.
didn't say that. It said the world.
Oh, the world. That's...
I doubled back in confusion. I knew Dio could manifest a spirit called the world. Stands, I think they were called. Anyway, I pumped the gun and made sure it was ready to fire. I swung open the closet door and aimed the BB gun at Dio's head, tracking it with the barrel every time he made a move. Dio said, "You must finish watching the show." But I couldn't. I just couldn't bear to watch it. "No!" I said back. Dio chuckled. "One day you'll forget to close the closet door, and I will kill you." I slammed the closet shut. Tonight I accidentally left the closet open. I know he is in my room, waiting for me to stir, for I can smell his rancid breath beside my bed. This is my final testament. It is now time to face my punishment.
You can't escape the enemy.
My fast rolls are clapping in unison. Oh, speaking of which, since you mentioned Dio and the world, can you do the exaggerated version of the world?
No.
Let me see if I can attempt it. Killjoy, you want to attempt it real quick before I do?
No.
Alright, let me see if I
The
can do it.
world.
The world!
Oh, there you go.
It's not I don't know if that's even accurate, but again, this is from someone who only seen the meme of it every now and again, not the entire
I've
series.
seen like the
Really?
first episode for Enemies a Dickhead.
Yes.
Basically got the entire show just from that.
Okay, delectable then. That sounds like a riveting experience. Alright, so let us talk about the next special, little, grand fanfic that we'll be reading. 3 of them so far. We have written 3. Hope everyone has been doing dandy so far. Wait, what was that? What, did I sound like the gnome right there?
Actually, yeah, I thought that.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay. So, this next fanfic is been listed very popular under the tag crack. And this combines not only, I think, Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance, but also a famous British television show that is getting a revival on Netflix very soon. That is Teletubbies.
Oh dear God.
It is called
No.
Gerard Crack
Curious
Fic.
about
Let me see if I can find it on this wiki real quick. I think we can. If not, let's see. Teletub. Doesn't look like it. So I'm gonna search for this particular one because this is the next one that we'll probably read. Because I've heard quite a few things about this one. Alright, let me just see if we can find it here. Wattpad, here we go. This is where yep, this is the one. Can you see it? There are 7 chapters for this one.
7?
Oh my god, real quick, there's a fanfic generator.
Oh, yep, I can believe
Like-
it. I can believe it if we
Like
even...
an AI generator?
I can believe it because I remember I did an NI generated set of stories or notepads. I can't remember the website in which it was, but
Oh.
oh yes. I did a collab one time with Jay King and Melanie. Back in the day, it was like a couple of years ago. It's almost 3 years now, if I'm not mistaken. Time flies by. So basically, this has 7 chapters, but the time to read is like less than 5 minutes. And here's the
Okay.
and
These
this
must
is
be
what
really
it
short.
says. Gerard the Grin Teletubby was walking around Teletubby land and met someone who would change his life forever. This might be the worst thing you have ever read.
Do I need to call 911?
Maybe. Oh, and you will be the one that would like to read this if you would like to.
Yeah, you're gonna
sure.
need an ambulance
You
after
get-
that.
Seppi the
Yeah, I
Seal, thank you so
preemptively
much for the follow. That means you are you here right now? Have you returned? Well, you're more than welcome to join the
Seppi,
chat
my
at your
love.
earliest convenience. Oh. Yay, you can join me on here for this special occasion. I have returned. Delightful. I hope you like the nickname I given your friend Mjolnir in this case. Okay. Are you ready then, Killjoy, for this story?
I do need the link.
Oh! Let's see. Did I not have it up here in the meantime? Let's see. Oh, yes. Let's probably get that link.
Seppi!
Hey there.
Hello! Welcome, welcome.
Hey, Seppi, you wanna make out?
Oh, this is good.
The silent
Silent.
treatment. Here, let me post a link to the actual place then, so you can use it as a reference. Well, that went by quite swimmingly then, in this case. I think we hit a good old revelation. Now, let's see. I want to make sure that you are given grand permission. Oh no!
Oh, her
Her
mic
mic.
isn't. That's
Oh,
right.
so it
sorry,
wasn't on
never mind.
purpose. It wasn't on purpose. You're still in the clear, Mjolnir. Okay, so let me post the link within the chat itself, Killjoy, so you can use it as a reference.
Okay.
Here we go. There it is. And let me change the title before we get started. And let's see. All right. See, copy and to do paste. Fiction. There we go. We might want to slim that down a little bit so it doesn't get in full. Holy moly, it's getting huge. Okay. There we go.
That's what she said.
Yes. Or he.
You know what? Valid.
Or they.
Fair.
Anything like that. Okay. Now I got it up. We got it all ready. So, Killjoy, whenever you are set.
Chapter 1. Why is this rain sticky? Gird the grin.
Not right. That's come.
Teletubby was woken down a hill when something sticky fell from the ski.
Oh no.
He looked up and saw the Teletubby sun, who was coming all over Teletubby land.
I was
hate
joking.
rain,
I was
Jared
joking.
said. That's when he saw another Teletubby out of the corner of his E.
Delightful. Next chapter.
Oh god. This Teletubby was purple. I licked the rain. The mysterious stranger said to Gerd. Who are you? Said Gerd. I Frunk. I Gerd.
This is a grand introduction.
I was gonna say it sounds like the person who wrote this was on crack, and I mean like it's literally
Well,
crack fiction.
yep, it does seem like. Hey, Seppi, is that you now?
Hey.
Yes, I'm here.
You got your microphone working. Huzzah!
Yeah.
All right, are we ready for chapter 3 of this quite captivating tale?
No,
Nope.
save me, guys! Please help me, God, help!
Frunk
I'm here
got
against my will.
closer to Gerd. He leaned in and whispered in Gerd's ear, "Damn, you're smexy, Gerd." Gerd got a boner instantly. Wayna Mac Oot? Gerd whispered back to Frank. Frank responded by sticking his tongue down Gerd's throat. It loves view romance. Much love. They mad out for like ever, while the Teletubby sun showered them in cum.
Literary
Having an aneurysm.
masterpiece.
All right. the
No, I
next-
could hear it. You were struggling.
Oh, yes. The struggle is real. The struggle is
Yeah.
so
I know
real.
what they're trying to say.
All right.
Well, someone has to.
After foot, they were both horny. Both of them had boners. Let's do the butt sex, Gerd said. Okay, said Frunk. Frunk
Okay.
put his purple dick in Gerd. This fells fab, said Gerd. Oh, fuck. Frunk moaned. Frunk came in Gerd's Gren booty.
Why?
I should have requested to be paid for this.
Chapter 5. It's official. Damn,
You pulled
that
official,
was-
I'm so sorry.
Good shit, Frank said after him and Gerd finished the butt sex. You wanna be me boyfriend, Frank? Gerd asked. KK, said Frank. They went on dates after that and did much more butt sex. Little did they know.
Oh, cliffhanger! On to the next
Oh, no.
Cliffhanger
chapter.
episode. Chapter 6, Dora Explorer.
Oh no! I forgot she was
No.
in this!
We're almost towards the end. We're nearing the climax.
Oh
Literally.
god! Why do you have to say
Gerd
it like
was
that?
walking around wet. He met Frank one day when he heard a voice call oot three him. Hold on, I'm just processing that. It was none other than Dora the Explorer. Hola, wanna be my amigo? She asked, suggestively. Gerd knew he shouldn't cheat on Frank, but Dora had started to shake her booty, and Gerd
No!
couldn't resist.
Oh.
Gerd fooked Dora, where he first fooked Frank. Sorry, Frank.
Frunk.
Oh, Gerd. Baby. Más rápido. 111 exclamation point. 1 exclamation point. Dora called out like a little sloot. Gerd did as she asked, and he came in her hair. Dora Skyped away when they were done. Gerd felt very guilty afterwards. How could I cheat on Frank? He said. But what if he didn't?
Oh.
Another cliffhanger.
Oh jeez.
Another-
Oh.
Oh god, this one's
Oh
long.
no. This one's long. Alright. Gerd knew he had to tell Frank what he had done. Frank, we need to talk. We need to talk about something. BB cakes, Gerd said. I already know you cheated, G.
Oh no.
Frank was holding back tears. How though? Gerd didn't understand what was happening, and neither do I. How could Frank know? I know because Frank unzipped something behind his back. He pulled off his Teletubby suit and revealed himself, or should I say, herself. Dora, Frank said.
The twist.
Gerd couldn't believe his eyes. His boyfriend was Dora. Why, Frank, bye-bye. Why didn't you tell me you were Dora? I wanted you like me. I wanted you to like me and thought I had to look like a Teletubby. 5 you 3 love me. Then I wanted to see if you would cheat on me. So I took off me suit and tried to seduce you.
It's okay, take your time.
No, I'm just holding that suit. Frank was now crying. Okay. Oh, Frank, my name is Dora. Frank/Dora said. Oh, Dora, I'm so sorry. Okay.
Like what?
Said Dora. Now Gerd was crying 3. Why'd you have to go and act things so complicated? I see the way your action like you somebody else gets me frustrated.
Wait, is that Avril Lavigne?
Yeah.
I guess
You almost
lifts
done.
like this. I sorry 5 lion G, but is that most fun a girl can have without taking her clothes off? You still cheated on me though, so we are through. That's awful. No, Dora, baby. Don't leave me. Peace out. Dora left. She got hit by a car.
Oh my god!
When she stormed out of Gerd's house, she didn't Luke both ways. Gerd was sad. 5 ever. The end.
Jesus fucking Christ.
God.
Beautiful.
What was
I'm having nightmares tonight.
Oh,
I had a stroke.
you okay?
Yeah,
You
we
need some
can
water
hear
there,
it.
Killjoy, from all that
No, I'm
reading?
good.
You did a magnificent
Needs an
job.
ambulance.
I did a job.
You did eye job. Oh. Oh my word. Well, Seppi, are you glad you came in at this time?
Yeah.
I can hear the regret in your voice there.
Killjoy's voice was perfect for that entire story, I think.
Yeah.
If I would have done it, I don't know how would I think I might have butchered it to hell and high water. Killjoy, you were well suited.
Thanks.
So now, that is another fan fiction now down the train. That was Gerald's Way of
Yeah.
My Chemical Romance and the Teletubbies.
I
And
have
now
8 minutes.
we have. Oh, what was that, Mjolnir?
I said I said I have 8 minutes.
Okay, got it. Yes, that's what I've been calling your friend Seppi, in this case Mjolnir, because I always butcher the name.
That's fair.
Okay.
You're not even gonna defend me, I see.
Yeah.
Listen. My brain is mush after reading that. I need a little. I'm trying to refresh
Well,
the website that is my fucking brain.
well. Would you like to be the next one to read the next fan fiction then?
Sure, I'll do that.
Okay. So the next one I'm gonna pull up for this special engagement is going to be, let's see here. Are there any current or former fans of One Direction in the chat or present
No, I
with
had
me?
standards as a kid.
Oh, dude, I love them.
Well, how many of
I'm
you
so
like
sorry.
Ratatouille?
I do. You're thinking of Ratatouille's monster.
Well, that could have been one if we like to read a letter. But this is called Rata Louise Extreme Feral Adventure.
Oh fuck yeah, that's perfect.
Oh boy.
God.
So Seppi, if you want to read this one, I can go ahead
Yeah.
and share the link within the voice chat right now once I find it. And then it's time for us to be absolute degenerates again.
I feel like I'm
course.
dying inside.
Alright, here we go. Let's see here. Oh, these are ratings. Okay, let's see here. We don't want the ratings. We want the actual story.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, here. Where are you here? Ah, here we go.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
It's time to consent to the terms.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. I'm gonna, before
do
we
not
go.
consent.
Oh, okay. Let's go. Okay, so we're gonna go with the entire work here. So there are, let's see how many
Oh, boy.
chapters are there. 6 chapters. Are you ready?
Alright.
If you would like
Yes,
us to
I'm
provide
ready.
voices to help with the reading procedure, you most certainly can let us know. So I'm gonna post
Okay.
the link. It should be shown on the share screen, but I'll post the link within the voice chat as well. So
Okay.
let's do that here real quick, and then we can commence with the tale.
Yes.
All right, so here we go. Posting it in the chat as of right now. There we go. And let me update.
Alright.
Let me update the title of the one where we're doing. No, that's not it. That's a link. That's not the link that I wanted.
That's a Pornhub link.
That's
Oh,
archives on
wow.
the old.
Oh, I didn't know you were into that. Damn.
I do like dams. The sensual works of dams. Ooh, that one definitely produces and goes through water so swiftly. I think I'm having a moment here. Alright. So Rata Louise. Or Rata Lewis. The Pharaoh Adventures of Louis Tomlinson. You may now start if you wish.
Hell yeah, let's fucking go, dude. Skirt, skirt, skirt. Rata Lewis was scampering down a Parisian street when he caught a glimpse of a beautiful rat making her way into the distance. No matter what he tried, the Ratamoiselle would simply not get out of his head. With that one thing consuming his mind, he chased after her. When he finally caught up to the gorgeous, refined aristocrat, he placed his paw on her shoulder. Rats have shoulders.
Don't think too
Hey,
much
babe.
into it.
He squeaked smoothly. The beautiful rat, Eleanor, looked confused at the charming peasant rat who had just spoken to her. Do I know you? She inquired. I'm Rata Lewis. I'm going to take you somewhere amazing. Just trust me, darling. He grabbed her paw and they went dashing down the streets of Paris and zigzagged between Rococo-influenced buildings, dodging human steps along the way. Eleanor felt strange and out of place by letting this cute, mischievous-looking rat guide her, but she was beginning to enjoy the feeling of taking a chance and breaking free from her rigid, bourgeoisie routine. At last, they arrived at the base of the unapologetically daunting Eiffel Tower. Rata Lewis turned to her, grinned cheekily, and said, "Come along, darling. Only the bold ones reap the fruits of life." With that, he began to ascend the looming tower. Eleanor took a deep breath and followed after him. Once they reached the top, they paused and took in the view around them. Eleanor's crimson orbs dilated as she looked in the hustle and bustle of the city. "It's beautiful up here," she squeaked. Rata Lewis solidified his gaze on her and smirked as he said, "Not as beautiful as you, love. Nobody compares to you, Tiem." She blushed. Then, in a surprise to herself, she began to open up, saying, "You know, I come from a rigid, aristocratic background. None of the rats in my sphere would ever be as daring or as forward as you. It's so austere in my world." She sighed and blushed some more. "Thank you for helping me take a chance to break my own mold. You're quite endearing." Rata Lewis nodded knowingly. "I know what you mean, babe. I'm in the music business and it can get really restricting. Story of my life, but I think it's important for us to just live while we're young." After taking in the view some more, Rata Lewis smirked and said, "I've got another adventure for us." They scampered down the Eiffel Tower together and arrived at a nice-looking apartment. "Elle, I've got some people I want you to meet." They dashed through the rat door. This rat door is a modification of a normal, human-sized apartment door. It's like a doggy door, but for rat. And faced 4 beautiful British human boys. "These are my boys." Rata Lewis smirked as he rushed to the top of Harry's fluffy head of hair. Eleanor gasped.
Where this is going?
"Humans? How do you know them?" "This is my band, One Direction," Rata Lewis explained. Wait. I think Niall is... Was Niall the Irish one? One of them was Irish.
Maybe you can do your best Jacksepticeye voice.
"Nice to meet you." It's bad.
It's okay. Keep going. We are loving it.
"Nice to meet you." "Nice to meet you." All of the boys responded except Harry because he was being controlled by Rata Lewis. "Bringing a girl home on the first date," Niall snickered. "Shut up, lad," Rata Lewis defended. "Well, Eleanor, you seem lovely," Zane winked. "Would you like to see us perform?" Eleanor emphatically squeaked, "Of course." The boys picked up their instruments, and Rata Lewis picked up Harry's thick locks of hair. Rata Lewis counted off 5, 6, 7, 8, and the boys began strumming and singing the song, What Makes You Beautiful. Ratalewis controlled Harry's head like a masterful puppeteer, working the surface area like it was a 16th century Stradivarius violin. Through Ratalewis, Harry's vessel of a body was able to reach astounding pitches and rock out on the guitar. The masterful rat could truly tug on the audience members' heartstrings by tugging on Harry's hair. Ratalewis kept his eyes on Eleanor the entire time and saw the way her eyes sparkled towards him. He meant every lyric, and damn, she felt that. He really did something. As the performance ended, Eleanor clapped with her tiny rat paws. She felt as though it was the best song ever. Did any of them actually play instruments?
Maybe not. I can't really, I don't remember.
That was amazing, she exclaimed. No, it was more than amazing. That was fabulous.
Fabulous.
There's more where that came from, said Niall. There's more where that came from, said Liam. There's more where that came from, said Zane. Well, I think we'd better call it a night, Ratalewis smirked, hopped off of Harry Styles and walked Eleanor to the rat door. It was lovely meeting you. Wait, no, that was Eleanor.
It was lovely meeting you,
Eleanor said. So I'll see you at 2 at the city fountain, babe, Ratalewis proposed. Eleanor was flustered.
What? But I have a schedule. I have a meeting with my humanities tutor.
Alright, it's a date, Ratalewis smirked as he shoved Eleanor out the rat door and scurried back to his British boys. She lay outside the apartment in stark astonishment. It's a date, I guess, she thought to herself.
End of chapter 1. How is everyone
Jesus
feeling
Christ.
about this tale so far?
My eyes.
I mean, I believe it if this was inspired by true events.
Yes, and did you notice the One Direction references to the actual text?
Probably. I mostly noticed the rat puns.
Yes, the rat puns too. So, Seppi, do you want to continue on with the next chapter, or would you like us to interchange?
Fuck it. I'm already in fucking shit deep, so I might as well.
Okay, you got it.
I might as well fucking keep on keeping on, baby.
Let's keep making
right.
that plot thinking, then.
Yes, the plot thickens.
You got this.
Eleanor had managed to rearrange her schedule so that she could meet up with her new flying by the seat of his pants rock star rat guy friend, boy interest dude. Although his F-boy tendencies and suave attitude repelled her interest, she was deeply attracted to his zest for life and spontaneity. She had accessorized her dainty bourgeoisie fur with some black highlight. Yes, that is highlighter applied to her back. She's out here stunting the sleek look. And an elegant pair of sunglasses. At 2:08, Ratalewis showed up looking like a typical pop icon in a boy band. Why, hello, lovely, he mused.
So what are we doing?
Eleanor asked. He smirked and said, just come with me this way. They scampered up to a small, inviting cafe. As they crossed through the doorway, classically French tables and chairs towered over them. The room had a sweet and simple atmosphere, which was accentuated by gorgeous streams of sunlight and minimalist decorations. The shouts of French bakers pleased the rodent's pairs of rat ears.
Why, this place is so charming,
Eleanor noted as she picked up a baguette crumb. She stared at it in awe. She had never been forager before. As she debated taking a bite out of it, Ratalewis stopped her and proceeded to feed her a baguette crumb with his own rat paws. Eleanor bit down on the food and accepted it with intrigue and minimal embarrassment.
Yeah.
Come on, Eleanor, Ratalewis teased. Act like an animal every once in a while. Eleanor twitched her whiskers sassily and said,
like an animal? You know I didn't grow up learning how to do that.
Ratalewis winked and smirked simultaneously, a smirk, if you will, and said, well, I guess I'll have to teach you. With that, he picked up a grape and a bit of cheese he had found on the floor. Try them separately, he suggested. Eleanor munched on the cheese and then munched on the grape.
That was good.
Ratalewis got a gleam in his eye. as he said, "Now try tasting them together." She exhibited a blatant sense of confusion, but warily complied with the instructions. When the grape and the cheese combined on her palate, she closed her eyes and began to visualize fireworks appearing before her.
Retta Lewis, this is genius.
I'm glad you enjoyed the good stuff, babe. Now we're just left to enjoy all these baguette bits. Eleanor began collecting and indulging in breadcrumbs.
I think I've got the hang of this foraging thing.
Oi! I'd say you're learning quickly, darling. Retta Lewis smirked. Then as Retta Lewis and Eleanor reached for the same breadcrumb, their paws brushed up against each other. Because every time they touch, they get this kind of rush. I don't know what song they're referencing, so I'm not going to do it well.
Keep
Baby
going.
say yeah. I don't know what the fuck this is. Anyway, the accidental contact caused the rodent pair to blush deeply, but they refused to look away from each other. You know, I regret not kissing you last night, he admitted, leaning closer to the fine aristocrat. Eleanor was suddenly drawn to him and reciprocated his forward lean.
I guess we'll have to make up for it right now. I consent.
She said before their rat mouths collided. Alexa, play Kiss You by One Direction.
Of course.
Their tongues battled for dominance, and JK, it was just a nice little smooth show. For the first 10 seconds. Then it was 5 minutes of...
You even made the noises, that's perfect!
Reynolds was the first to break away. He looked at his mini supreme rat, which breathlessly squeaked. I have band rehearsal coming up. I'm afraid I have to go. This date will have to be postponed. Unless you won't come with me, love. Eleanor grasped his pop star paw, and they scurried to the recording studio. At the studio. Hey, it's Eleanor, said Niall. Hey, it's Eleanor, said Liam. Hey, it's Eleanor, said Zane. You're always welcome in the studio, dear.
Hello, boys, and thank you, Zane.
Eleanor answered. All the boys were in an industrial glass box with headphones and microphones at the ready. Once Retta Lewis mounted Harry's head, as per usual, the recording manager gave a signal and began playing the backup track to their song. Eleanor listened intently as One Direction belted out the words to their new song, Drag Me Down. Eleanor found herself lost in the rocky energy of the music. That was until she looked up at a pair of brown eyes brought her back. The steady eye contact she made with these baby browns was charged with a sense of connection. Then she realized that rather than the beady orbs of her beau, Retta Lewis, these were the earthly orbs of his bandmate, Zan Millick.
Oh.
Eleanor felt slightly uncomfortable because of her attachment to Retta Lewis and averted her gaze to the technologically complex soundboard. Then she fixed her line of sight on Retta Lewis, the charming rat, who was starting to color her skies and teach her about life. Despite her initial impressions of the strange meeting, she felt herself falling for this rat. The recording session came to a close, and Retta Lewis rushed out of the recording room and clasped Eleanor's paws. Hey, love, would you come out of the room with me?
Of course.
Eleanor followed.
Well, that is chapter 2 then. In the meantime, this is getting to be quite scandalous. Oh my word. Seppi, how are you holding up there?
Yeah, I'm holding.
You're holding.
Doing it.
Yeah.
I'm up.
Do you feel that this whole entire fiction is dragging you down?
It's a reference to a song. I'm gonna be honest, I've maybe heard 2 One Direction songs. I know that Harry Styles is bisexual, and I wouldn't be surprised if he was being controlled by a rat.
Yes! Perfection! It all makes sense. Everything's being connected here. Lovely. So,
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth doesn't like rats, that's why Harry Styles spit on his lap at the movie premiere.
I see. That's quite interesting to know then. So, are you ready to read the next chapter, or do you want to pass it along?
Oh god, I don't know.
You can't pass it on to me. I'm gonna drop it like a dead weight.
I feel like I'm in too deep now.
Okay.
I feel like I have to finish this myself.
Okay.
I have to finish what I fucking started.
You know,
I did this.
I am going
be
to
leaving
keep
after this.
asking you at the end of each chapter just to make sure that your determination is still strong, sturdy, and still thriving with excitement. So
I'm only staying past the time I planned because I want to hear the ending of this. Just,
okay.
I have to hear it through, you know.
Oh god.
Well,
okay,
Well, I
try
chapter
and
3, and
do
there are like
this.
6 chapters altogether.
Yeah. All right.
You got
Okay,
this.
go. Rattleloose and Eleanor scurried into the empty hallway.
What is it?
Eleanor asked anxiously. Rattleloose took a deep breath and spouted, Eleanor, darling, I've been thinking about you a lot, and Tim, recently... Look, I fancy you. His beady orbs dilated. I fancy you like crazy, and I swear you've got that one thing. When I'm with you, I forget about all the nonsense and craziness of life. What I'm trying to say is, would you like to probably be in a relationship with me, babe? Eleanor's whiskers twitched in delight, and as she squeaked,
Yes, absolutely.
Eleanor moved out of her upper-class owner's refined rat cage and into Rattleoose's funky cage setup within One Direction's apartment. Everybody adjusted to the new living situation, and Eleanor stuck with the boys through their dance rehearsals and recording sessions. Rattleoose took his new rat GF on dates to the park, the cheese market, and even the loo. The lovey-dovey rodent pair was swept up in their whirlwind romance, almost as if they were in a trance, drunk on love and life. Cue montage of Beyoncé's Crazy in Love as they did their daily rat activities. Several weeks passed, and the intensity of their relationship had died down a bit, but the pair still, had feels. One morning, Eleanor woke to the urgent sound of Niall's strained voice. Rattleloose was gone because he went to work out on the industrial wheels of one of the rooms, which had been turned into a rat gym. Against her own will, she remained in a conscious awake state, and could overhear Liam and urging Niall. Which one was Liam?
It's so
Come on,
hard.
lad. You've got to get it together. We're 8 days away from heading out on a world tour. 8 bloody days. To which Niall groaned, I know. I'm sorry, bruv. I'll be sure to get the lyrics sorted out before we take over Cologne. Eleanor lay there in shock. The sensation of the wood chips pressing against her fur could hardly combat the numbness that engulfed her body. A world tour? In 8 days? Her precious Rattleloose had never mentioned that before. Suddenly, Rattleloose entered the cage, his fur dripping with sweat as though his body was fresh off the rat gym. Morning, dear. He made his way over to Eleanor and gave her a quick nuzzle.
Rattleloose, we need to talk,
She said. About what? He smirked.
The fact that you're going on a world tour and you didn't even tell me.
Eleanor expressed in a cold but refrained manner. Rattleloose's smirk fell. Oh, right, that. Well, I figured I didn't need to tell you in advance.
You figure what, mate?
She squeaked concernedly. I figured we'd just jump across the rat trap when we got there, You're such a solid GF, Eleanor. I figured you'd be on board and act as the designated groupie for the band, and it would be a fun adventure. Or if you weren't interested in a non-stop travel for 10 months, you could just hold down the fort in Paris, and we could make the long-distance relationship work somehow. He supplanted. Eleanor nearly choked.
10 months, Rattleloose?
I can see now that you're cheesed. And sure, it may temporarily feel like a slight eternity, but it's relatively short compared to my other tours and the infinite expanse of time in a grand scheme of things, Rattleloose justified.
Yes, I'm cheesed off, but it's not just that. The fact that you didn't consider that I'd want this to be communicated for me for any reason at all?
She cried.
We've got 8 bloody days left, and I'm just now hearing about this.
Well, I'm sorry, Eleanor. I've got a lot going on with routines, rehearsals, and recordings, so I've got a lot on my mind. I'm just trying to enjoy the moments we have left together. Is that such a crime? Rattleloose raised his voice.
Withholding information and sabotaging the future of our relationship? Yes, that is a crime.
Eleanor blew up.
what? Because you're a rock star, you can't consider other people's feelings? Is that it? They just don't matter in comparison to what's going on in your life?
Red Lewis shook his head with indignation. I thought you'd get it.
And I thought you'd have the sensibility to communicate your thoughts like a typical partner would in a committed relationship.
Eleanor screamed, sobs cutting through her own words. The world's not ending because we haven't ironed out all the details yet, you prissy propper. Red Lewis released. He instantly regretted the words when he saw the way Eleanor's face wilted with pain. No, Eleanor, It was too late. She dashed out the door. Red Lewis was left with the pieces of their argument relentlessly battering against his anguished mind. An energy of tragic loss and deconstruction permeated the air like a radiation at the ruins of Chernobyl. He stopped himself from exhaling a series of sobs and fled to the recording studio so that he could bury his emotional conflict under the focus of his music.
End chapter. Isn't it odd how we went from the Teletubby cracked fanfic that was considerably incomprehensible and illiterate to this with such poise and prose?
Yeah. Oh god.
It's like the ultimate contrast. But how are you holding in there, Seppi?
I'm dying.
You're dying? So, does this mean...
It's fine.
It's fine? Are you sure?
It's good. It's
We're
fine.
like-
It's fine. It's good.
We're
It's good.
halfway through this entire story.
Keep on trucking.
Okay,
Keep on trucking.
you got this, Seppi.
This is an endurance test. It's like that one show, Endurance, that was on Discovery Channel, except for instead of an anguished teen, it's me sitting in my computer chair, moaning and groaning because I have to read a One Direction fanfiction.
Yes, indeed.
Crying.
Yes,
Don't forget the crying.
Yes, lots of
Yeah.
crying.
I'm crying. Okay. Sad rat hours, baby. Eleanor wandered down the streets of Paris, not particularly caring about where she was headed or whether she could find her way back. Once she found a relatively clean gutter, she crawled into it and released a shaky breath. It was like dropping a glass jar. All the sadness spilled out of her fragment.
What have I gotten myself into?
Eleanor grieved. She thought about how her relationship with Retta Lewis started off as a grand adventure, but morphed into a power dynamic in which Retta Lewis made all the calls, and she simply followed after. Her every moment and every day was spent either supporting One Direction or giving energy to Retta Lewis. She was always the one chasing after him so she could meet his emotional needs and support him in his difficult role as a busy pop star, but she was left emotionally drained and unsupported. She left all her comforts. Actually, she'd left everything for this life. Although Retta Lewis treated her with affection, dates, compliments, she sensed she didn't have his true respect. The words prissy proper reverberated through her mind. Warm tears began to drip down her fuzzy cheeks. Had she been so submissive? Lost so much of her own identity that Retta Lewis thought it was okay for him to treat her like this? Ugly, sorrowful squeaks escaped her mouth with the combination of their disastrous argument and the fast-approaching world tour. There was likely no way the relationship could recover. In just a few days, the pop icon would be snatched and whisked away by the call of 1,000 stadiums. She didn't have to analyze a million different dimensions, Doctor Strange style, and to know the constant reality that Retta Lewis could no longer be hers. Her chest tightened at the revelation, but acceptance slowly started to filter through her mind. With a sense of clarity, she dried her bleary orbs and made her way out of the gutter and stood out in the open, just observing all of the humans as they walked to and fro. Somehow being a bystander in life seemed to soothe her soul in the moment. It prompted her to reflect on the simple fact that she existed, a universally shared concept. Ultimately, everybody on Earth is in various stages of their journey. For instance, the man panicking over the phone he had dropped down the sewer is facing a moment of despair, and the woman getting proposed to in a barista is experiencing a moment of elation. Eleanor reflected on the fact that her present pain was just one of many steps in her long growing journey on this earth, and furthermore, she was not the only soul bearing the burden of heartbreak. Then, as Eleanor lifted her keen red eyes about the bustling Paris scene, she landed on the familiar sight of 3 beautiful twinks with a lavish style. She gasped. One Direction.
End of chapter.
Did she just call them twinks?
Yeah.
Yes.
Twinks. They did like.
I mean, she calls it like she see it.
Yep. The twinks of the
Fucking
Twinkie
true.
hour. Oh yes. The ultimate twinks of everyone's eye. Yes. You got 2 more chapters left, Seppi. You down for
I got
this?
2 more chapters. I'm doing it. I'm
So
doing
long.
it. I'm doing it.
It feels like
I'm
the
trying.
eternity. I'm feeling older by the moment. I feel like I'm passing through life.
You think you are? Good God, man! I'm reading this.
That's true. You have me there.
Enthralled.
I stand corrected.
Okay.
You got this.
Taking a walk, pillow talk. As Eleanor lifted her keen red eyes about the bustling Paris scene, she looked on the familiar sight of 3 beautiful twinks with lavish style. She gasped. One Direction. Feeling refreshed and after having a good cry and introspective sesh, she scurried up to the towering boys. Hey, Eleanor, what are you doing out here? Wait, was Neil the... Yeah, I think Niall? Neil? Yes. Hey, Eleanor, what are you doing out here? Hey, Eleanor, what are you doing out here? I just came out here to think, Eleanor admitted. Toit. Hey, so they all said. So what do you think about it? Zane asked, concernedly. Well, Eleanor sighed, then poured out. It's something revolutionary and be together anymore. We had this awful argument and things are coming crashing down. His schedule's so busy, he's lying. I've just realized that I'm actually not that fond of how he treats me. Oh, said Niall. Oh, said Liam. Zane, the only boy with free will, gave an annoyed glance at his musical mates and turned to Eleanor. Under his breath, he uttered in rat pitches. In rat pitches? Okay. Do you want to talk about this some more in private? These dual playback machines aren't going to be much for conversation. I think I can get us out of here. Eleanor was confused, but wearily nodded. Zane gave a subtle nod back and turned to his boys. Oi, look, it's a pigeon, Zane announced while pointing frantically behind them. It's a pigeon, Niall shouted. It's a pigeon, Liam shouted. As the boys turned in excitement and eagerly tried to spot the pigeon, Zane swooped up Eleanor into one of his big guy-sized pants pockets and made a dash through the crowd of people. My big guy-sized pants pockets are my new band name. Please,
Yeah,
we're
that's a
dropping our
grand
record
band
now.
name.
He had his eye on the prize, a taxi parked 500 meters up ahead. Then, he heard the familiar steps of Liam and Niall catching up behind him. Why did you run off, Zane? They both yelled. We're supposed to be headed in one direction, not 2 directions.
God damn,
Look at
that's actually good though.
Zane cursed and picked up the pace until he was full on sprinting. He gasped and panted, but at last he made it to the taxi and ducked into the backseat before the boys could reach him. Zane looked at the doors and threw a wad of cash at the taxi driver. Get us to Plaza Hotel, he urged. The white-haired driver raised his eyebrows and aggressively peeled onto the road. Once Zane had a chance to catch his breath, he pulled the divider between the taxi driver and took Eleanor out of his pocket. You alright? Zane asked gently to the rat in his hand. Eleanor nodded timidly. That is crazy. What did you do that for? I've been dying to get away from those clods for just one moment, he answered bitterly, and then his demeanor softened. And you looked like you really needed somebody to listen and be there for you. So what's going on? Well, my relationship with Rattleloose feels very one-sided in terms of effort, and I can't help but feel hurt by the way he jabs at my bourgeoisie background, as if I'm some sort of close-minded freak, she squeaked. Zane frowned empathetically. I'm sorry, Eleanor. You don't deserve that kind of treatment, he asserted, and then followed up with, and no, we haven't talked about it all that much, but every time we've chatted in the studio, I felt like you had this amazing air of intelligence about you. It's amazing and inspiring. You are a fine rat, Eleanor, and that's deserving of respect. You don't need the validation from me, but Red Lewis comments shouldn't get you down.
Oh my.
Thank you, Zane.
Eleanor's already resolved heart seemed to grow an extra layer of strength and affirmation. Zane smiled as he added, "Now, you didn't hear this from me. Red Lewis is one of my closest mates after all, and he's loads of fun, but I'd say you're out of his league. He'd never admit that because the fame can really get to his small rodent head. No offense, Eleanor, your cognitive functions are actually astounding. And I think he needs a dash of humility sometimes."
Isn't that the truth?
She laughed. All at once, she realized just how good it felt to laugh again. It had been a long time since she'd done that. They let the silence hang in the air as they stood. God, I can't read. They let the silence hang in the air as they looked at each other. Zane's beautiful brown orbs began to signal sparks to her the way they did in the studio long ago.
Hey, Zane.
Oh no.
Thanks for helping me.
Eleanor gushed.
It's like you don't see me as a dirty rat, really, as a member of the upper class.
What is
You
up
treat
with
me
that
like-
sentence? How is that so different from the others? Why is it?
You treat me like...
Oh, I was gonna let the chat know, from what Seppi is reading, it's like that one section, it's been going oh so smoothly except that one part where some of the letters are capitalized and the others are just lowercase. It's amazing.
I just feel like rats are people too, Zane shrugged. I mean, we've got Rat Lewis in the band for crying out loud, and he's one of my closest mates.
He just wants that Ratafsi.
Hearing Zane bring up her BF, Rat Lewis nearly ruined the moment for Eleanor as she recalled the fact that they were still technically dating and had never broken up. She was internally bashing her head against her own code of conduct and values as she contemplated whether she should act morally, wait to resolve things with Rada Lewis, or act selfishly, cheat on Rada Lewis. Then she decisively hardened her heart and let the flames of vengeance and toxicity consume her.
It's really admirable that you're a rat ally. Not to perpetuate a negative rodent stigma or anything, but would you say you're willing to lie down with the rats and wake up with the fleas?
Eleanor spoke suggestively. Zane was into it. I mean, I can't be an animal in bed. He winked. Suddenly, the taxi came to a stop and the driver announced that they'd arrived at the Grand Plaza Hotel. Zane carried Eleanor as he exited the taxi and they both marveled at the setting sun's colors. Shall we get a room? Zane asked.
Well, it's getting dark, Eleanor noted, and we've got to continue this somewhere.
Then she blushed.
But then again, a rat and a human will disturb the residents and employees for sure.
So what? We'll piss off our neighbors. Zane said defiantly, slipping into a melodic tone with the boy band voice of his. In the place that feels the tears, the place to lose your fears. I don't know what that's a reference to.
It's magnificent. Keep going. You're swarming.
With that, they checked into the hotel room. The sounds of squeaking, tenor belting, and Zane and Eleanor's voices saying, "Oh, rat!" filled the night.
Oh, I wonder what R. Rats is mentioning there. Oh my. Oh.
I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't know if Zane
trying
like
to imagine this.
put her in his butt or like.
So this fanfic has a size play tag, I'm pretty sure, without even looking at it.
At that point, the rat is so small and the man is so big. It's just it would be make more sense to
It's
sound with
fanfic,
the
don't
rat
question
than
it.
put the thing in the rat.
It's just too painful to question.
Yes, this is the
Could
realm
be
of
like a New York City
fanfiction.
size rat.
And we might be ending on like a bit of a cliffhanger because it doesn't look like it resolves everything at the very end of the chapter.
no.
But you only got one more to go, Seppi.
I got one more. I hate the voice that I gave Zane at the beginning of this, and I still regret this.
Seppi, your voice with Zane was magnificent. I was swooming all over. I was tickled.
I'm glad someone is having a good time.
Killjoy and Mjolnir, are you?
The time. I am enjoying
enjoying
this.
Good. I have created my own personal hellbox. It's my computer. Please let me break this.
No breaking the computer. Not yet, at least.
Alright. Alright. I'll finish my fucking vegetables, Mom.
Huzzah!
Oh god, it's a short chapter too. Alright,
Yep.
cool.
Perfect.
Okay. After the argument, Red Lewis was at a loss for words. He was absolutely squeakless, and so he coped by channeling Harry's lifeless vessel to emote the guilt and angst that were pent up inside of him, and that's when he spit on Chris Hemsworth's lap. Too tired to actually control Harry, Red Lewis uttered an incantation which possessed Harry to shred the electric guitar, which I'm pretty sure he cannot do. A new intern walked into the practice room of their fight-or-flight responses instantly kicked in, and the horrifying, confusing sight of a boy with glazed-over eyes playing demonic rock tunes. Just keep scrolling, Red Lewis hissed aggressively. That's not a thing you would do on a guitar. The intern bolted out of the room and slammed the door closed, leaving Red Lewis with the privacy and isolation he initially set out to attain. The walls of sound emitted by Harry assisted Red Lewis in concentrating and dissecting his turbulent train of thought. Red Lewis reflected on the fact that he had partially slaved over his musical abilities so that he could do something great. Be something great. It felt like nobody truly understood the immense sacrifices involved in his lifestyle. He couldn't see his family. He couldn't reach his
Dicative
contract, and he had to keep memorizing hundreds of dance moves, lyrics, and chord progressions. All of this accumulated in him, being darn near burnt out. But Eleanor was the bright spot in his life. He truly enjoyed spending time with her. Then, the spirits of Mr. Mosby and Cody from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody came to him, saying,
It's random!
How do you lose a woman? You forget to cherish her.
Oh my word.
He admitted to himself that it wasn't fair to Eleanor how he had cut her off in the past few weeks, and taken his stress out on her. Red Lewis came to the realization that the saying, when you care about something, you work for it, not only applied to jobs, abilities, and goals, but also to people and relationships. He swore he wouldn't let another serious miscommunication happen, and he especially would not call Eleanor a rich thotty under any circumstances. In short, Red Lewis vowed to shape up and respect women, but more specifically, his woman. Becoming a woke king.
Oh god.
He felt a renewed sense of purpose and optimism as he came to the conclusion that they didn't have to throw the relationship away, and that his growth and apology could move them through this rough patch. He had the tools now to collaborate and compromise, but he knew Eleanor would need to see action on his part in order to believe him. So, he devised a plan in which he would purchase an exquisite bouquet of flowers and give them to her. This sounds like a simple plan. Basic transactions are actually quite difficult for rats to do. So, a determined Red Lewis scampered out of the studio and took to the bustling Parisian streets. He used his powerful sniffer to locate a flower shop.
And unfortunately, that is the end of the fan fiction for right now. So it ends on a little bit of a, one of those moments where you have to decipher what happened. What ended up transpiring in this instant.
They all get hit by a plane.
Would that
Okay,
be...
so I'm gonna finish this fanfic for you.
Okay.
So Red Lewis goes and he controls Harry to go buy a bouquet of flowers, but Harry is really hard to control because he is a twink, so he has flimsy legs, and he breaks down in the middle of the street, and so he decides with his rat body that he was going to go to the store, and as soon as a rat pulled up with a big wad of cash to a merchant, the merchant said, "Oh God," and stepped on him.
And the tale of Rata Lewis was over.
Yes, And Harry
standing in the middle of the street.
And Harry got put into a hospital where he remains on life support because he has no function of his own. And Zane fucked the mouse to death, and the mouse is dead. And Zane went to jail for animal crimes, while the other two twinks were robots the whole time. You don't have to worry about them.
Oh.
Jesus Christ, that's the next thing Netflix is gonna make, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they have put together many quite interesting segments, but this one might actually take the cake. Seppi, thank you for summing that all up, being so brave, and telling the story of such love.
I love you guys.
I should
but
get
I
him.
have to go.
Okay, that's
Good night.
perfectly fine, Mjolnir.
I'm sorry, I couldn't read more.
It's
I should
okay.
Bye.
Okay.
I should get a veterans discount.
A veteran's discount? Well, how about this? If you don't feel like reading any of the stories because that was a much longer one, Killjoy and I can take care of the rest while you just laugh in the background if you wish.
Alright, let's see how this goes.
Okay.
I might be up for more in a bit. Who
Okay.
knows?
Give yourself
Yeah,
a well-deserved break in this time.
Yeah.
So, with that said, let's see what the next story would be in our little adventures.
Can't wait.
Okay, so the next one I have is... Oh. Tom and Jerry Smut Shots. Tom and Jerry, the famous cat and mouse duo. It's more mice! Well, then again, Ratatouille was a rat. Ratatouille was a rat, but this is a mouse. And now we're going into this sort of category. Delightful. I can't wait. I can't wait. Alright. I'm going in here. Alright. Wait. Okay. I was gonna say that it's like, it takes 2 hours and 51 minutes? What? Why is there
Jesus.
so many parts?
Oomst.
Oh wait, this isn't it. That's why. It's not Tom and Jerry, it's Tom Tord. Duh. Alright, let's see if we can find it. Where are you? Maybe they don't have it on here anymore. I'll have to double check. Come on, where are you amongst all of these? Maybe that's one we're gonna have to pass on if they don't have it readily available like the other ones. Come on! I was really revving up to do smut shots of Tom and Jerry.
Jesus.
Let me try typing it into Wattpad real quick. Tom and Jerry smut shots. Nope, I'm not even getting it as an option. The first one is yes and no smut shots. Discontinued. Ah.
Discontinued.
Discontinued.
Damn it.
Curses. Yup. We can go on with the next story then. And that one's going to be Boris Johnson becomes a stripper.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Okay.
There we go. I'm gonna be the one to read this one then. Good old Boris Johnson. Yes, yes, yes.
Good.
Let's see if we can find it in here. Let's see. Where are you in all of this madness? Come on. You gotta be in here. You gotta be in here. Where are you? Where did all of these
Where are you?
stories are? Where are you?
I'm so
Show.
sorry.
Oh, here we go. Boris Johnson. Here we go. Becomes a stripper. Here we go.
Good.
Let us
Good.
read.
Very good.
Alright, here we go then. Alright. So, here we go. This is going to be... I hope this is the right link, but we will go with what we have right here in front of me because Boris Johnson becomes a stripper. Here we go. I think, let me go ahead and share the... Well, can you read it right now? Can you see within the screen?
Not really.
Okay, yeah, let me go ahead and share the link then in this case, so everyone can more easily look into it, so no one is left.
Follow along.
Yeah, all of you can follow along to this deranged tale. Alright, here we go. Nope, not Tom and Jerry Smut Shots. Not that one. There we go. Come on now. The next tale will be coming here. There we go.
Excellent.
Look at that picture. There we go.
Losing the election.
Hey, Maple! Hello there! Greetings and salutations to you. Welcome to the stream.
Hey,
Let me get
Maple.
my little wiggle buddy on here. There! Little wiggle bunny as I talk about when Boris Johnson becomes a stripper. Yes, that's a right career path. So let me write this down. This is the fanfic that we're reading right at this moment. So let us begin. Losing the election. I don't even remember what Boris Johnson sounds like, so I'm just gonna go off of what I remember. Congratulations, Shrek! You are now Prime Minister! I am sorry, Minecraft Steve, you did not quite make the cut, and Boris, you weren't even close. The reporter explained hopefully. Boris was heartbroken. He had 5 votes. One of his mum, the other of his dad, and the rest by grandparents and cousins. Oh, I need to find a new career, Boris sighed to himself. Politics aren't for me to be ever really like this country anyway. Boris congratulated Shrek and left the House of Parliament holding his suitcases. He waved goodbye and gave Shrek the middle finger. Boris had finally arrived at his mum's house. He had to stay here until he could afford to buy himself a house by getting a new job. Boris went upstairs and started unpacking. No! Where's me blue the shampoo? He screamed. Boris ran downstairs like a whippet. Mom, have you seen my blue shampoo? He asked. Fuck off! He replied. Boris cried and ran back upstairs in this room and double-checked his suitcase. Blue books, blue clothes, aha! Blue shampoo! Boris was filled with delight. He has found his blue shampoo! Boris kept unpacking and saw his beautiful new blue passport. I'm going to put this to use, he whispered to himself. Mom, I'm flying to America! He cried. That's the end of the first part. How are we feeling so far?
Oh boy.
Alright, next part. The flight to America. Boris arrived at the airport and ran to the counter. One ticket to New York, please. That'll be about $3 grand, replied the cashier. Bloody hell! That was almost the last of Boris's money. He only had £12.99 left. I hope I got that right. He was skint. Luckily, his BFF, Donald, had a place for him to stay in New York. Boris walked onto the plane. Hitler! Is that you? He cried. Sat right in front of him was the Adolf Hitler. Lucifer! Sat behind Adolf was the devil himself. Urek quando the grid? Said Hitler. Hello, laddie, replied Lucifer. Hello? Boris exclaimed. He carried on walking to his seat and sat down. He grabbed a Playboy magazine from his Schleinsinger backpack and began to start reading. You are truly amazing, muttered the woman sat next to him. Michelle Obama! Boris cried. Boris fell asleep the rest of the ride to New York City. End of next part.
Acid trip.
What is even happening right now? Help. Why did I decide? We went from Rat to Lewis and all of this elegant writing to this. Aren't you glad you're not reading this, Seppi?
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, great.
Sucks.
We get a nice look at Boris Johnson and his wavy hair. All right. At the hotel, Boris's plane had landed. He was a bit windswept, but nothing too major. Excuse me, madam, could you point me to Trump International Inn? He asked. Yes, just opposite Target right up that road, eh? Oh, wait, I have to do it like this. Oh, God bless you. Boris moaned. Boris wandered around his hotel for a bit, then got bored. Why am I here again? He asked himself. Oh, that's right, I am trying to get a job! He decided to explore his street. Ooh, that's nice. A McDonald's. Ooh, what's this gentleman's bar? Boris entered the Tim Ben's club. He had an erection. I could make someone feel like this. Oh. Boris moaned. I should become a stripper! She shouted. Who's she? Is that Michelle Obama? He was laughed at by the whole club. What am I reading? Help. I gotta keep going. I gotta truck on. I got to endure. The first lesson. Here we go. Boris is being taught the ways. Oh my, okay. Here we go. Boris walked up to the bartender. Hello, sir. I would like to become a stripper, he explained. All right, you sign this? He replied. It read, by signing this, you are devoting your entire life to stripping. You can never quit this job and you will not be allowed to leave this country. Like ever. Signed here. Boris Johnson! Silly big man Boris! He didn't read the contract. Little did he know he was never allowed to fly back to England again. Boris didn't care. It was now his life goal to become a stripper. He left the club with his heat filled with joy. Yes, a joyful heat. I'd rather not know what that is. Big man Boris was ready to become a stripper. There was one problem though. He didn't know how to strip. But he knew who did. BFFs Obama and Trump! He decided to ring up his pals. Wanks wham fam, Obama answered. That was horrible. Wanks wham fam. Oh, that's even worse. Oh God, do I have to? Yes, I have to. It's for the dignity of this fanfic. Here we go. Hey babes, Trump also answered. I need you to teach me how to strip. Meet me at Trump International in 10 minutes later. Why are the images of Boris Johnson's head photoshopped to a stripping pole? Ah!
Oh no.
Ah! Why?
No.
I'm looking
It adds
down
to the
more.
immersion.
I'm looking down more. There's more of them. I do not. The skin. Oh, there's one with a bitch. Well, I'm glad I'm not showing this on the stream. I'm dying. All right, here we go. 10 minutes later, Obama and Trump have arrived. Right, Boris, it's time you learn from the pros, Obama said. That's right, watch and learn, Trump agreed. Right, first, you need to become one with the pole, Obama explained. You need to really feel like the lump of metal, Trump continued. Boho managed to lift himself on the pole and even managed to go sideways like Zac Efron. I don't remember that happening. Now Big Man Boris was one with the pole. It was time he learned how to strip. Just take a piece of clothing and try to look sexy, Obama told Boris. Yes, and make sure to shake them around a bit once you have taken them off, and shimmy the rim of your trousers before you take them off, Trump explained. Yes. Daddy, Obama moaned, watching Boris be a goddess stripping. Nah!
Jesus.
Jesus, I need Jesus right now. Cleanse me of my sins. Help. We gotta go on to the next part here. The God's performance. Oh, this is the last one. It says to be continued. Last updated May 20th, 2021. Oh, okay. Okay.
Good.
Okay, this is the last part. This is the last part. I don't want to look at this image I'm looking at right now. It's makes me uncomfortable because of the faces on there. Boris stepped on stage with Obama and Trump. The adrenaline kicked in. He was extremely nervous, but excited. They began to dance to Put Your Head on My Shoulders and X Streets. The crowd cheered. Boris had made it. He was a god at stripping. By the end of his performance, he found himself signing autographs. The trio became known all over the world, ready to take on anything, even pedophiles and nonsense. Okay! Okay!
I'm glad this was abandoned.
Yes, thank God. Oh my dear blobby soul, what did I just read? What did I just read? I thought there was supposed to be Batman and Robin on there. I thought there was going to be Batman and Robin in there for some reason, but I was hugely wrong. I found the devil, Hitler, Michelle Obama, and many more people. I feel like Shrek was the only saving grace, and he got the middle finger. Oh.
But he is Prime Minister now.
Yes, he is the new Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Oh, hail Shrek, the new Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Huzzah. That was probably the one saving grace of that entire thing. Okay. What do we have next amongst our lists? We are almost 2 hours into this. We might just maybe do a few more, and maybe that's all the heart that I can have with all of these fanfics. Maybe.
That's fair.
That's possible. Okay, so the next one is Sonic High School.
Oh boy.
Well,
I read this one on a... Oh, God, this one's bad.
yep. Here we go. So, Killjoy, do you want me to read this one to save you from the insufferable pain?
I mean, we could go back and forth.
Yeah, we could. Seppi, that way you can still recover from what you just had to read earlier.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yep.
Here we go then. Sonic High School. I can't even spell school. There we go. We'll stretch this out because perhaps stretching it all out is the best thing we can do at this point. Stretch it long. Stretch it high. There. There we go. Alright, little wiggle friend. I think you're not safe here in this very corrupt world. You go back now. You go back.
Shield its eyes.
And hopefully you don't have to return to this astronomical wasteland that we're about to embark on. Alright. Let me go. Sonic High School fanfic. Oh, look at that. It got a lot of results here. Here we go. Fanfiction.net. Okay. Alright, here we go then. Yup. Let me go ahead and share the link from what I got here so everyone can keep up. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Here we go. Here we go. We got it. Hopefully you see the link.
Here, click on this.
Alright. Alright.
Oh boy, okay.
Are we all set?
How many chapters are there?
Oh wait,
There's
you want the
25.
wiggle
There are
buddy to
many.
witness this, Killjoy? Why?
Yes.
Why do you want my little wiggle buddy to witness such depravity? But then
He's
again,
old enough now.
that wiggle buddy did
about
just...
time.
The wiggle buddy just did witness Boris Johnson becoming a stripper, so I guess
That is true.
it's already been corrupted. Alright, little buddy. Here we go. You continue to wiggle. Let all of the trauma that you're about to endure ease away with each wiggle you take. Okay. This might be the most appropriate music for this moment. This low tune, self-deprecating music. Alright. Alright. Sonic High School features Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Rouge, Espio, and more in crazy high school drama, passionate romances, and crazy cliffhanger endings. It is known as the most addictive story online, and it is the ultimate Sonic story about high school. This story contains no graphic descriptions, and all of the high school students are 18 years old. That's comforting. That's very comforting.
Jesus.
Yes. Alright, Chapter 1. Sonic woke up and looked at the clock. 7 o'clock, it said, and Sonic screamed, "Whoa! I'm late for school! I have to get out to school now!" said Sonic, jumping out of bed. Sonic put his clothes on really fast and ran out of his room because he is fast. "No time for breakfast!" said Sonic as he ran past Sonic's mom. "You want breakfast?" said Sonic's mom, leering at him from the kitchen stove, wearing aprons and oven mitts on her hands. Sonic did not care. He was late! Sonic ran outside and ran to the bus stop where people were getting on the bus. "Tails! Knuckles! Wait for me!" said Sonic as he ran towards the bus. "Hey, Knuckles! It's Sonic!" said Tails to Knuckles at the bus stop. "He is late!" Why did I get Knuckles that way? Ah! I'm dying already, said Knuckles to Tails before getting on the bus. Sonic ran so fast to the bus, and he got on the bus after Tails. That's reassuring. "Just in time," said Sonic, huffing and puffing like he was doing the Cupid Shuffle for the first time. Sonic sat down next to Tails, and Knuckles sat beside them, taking up both seats. Both seats? How big is Knuckles' ass? Oh my. "I'm so bad," said Knuckles, laughing because he said where two people could sit. Knuckles did this every day and no one bothered him, but they all knew it was against the rules of both man and God. The bus started and drove at the school and parked, and they got out. "We're at school now," said Tails. "And it's time to go to class." Sonic was also at school, so he went to his first day of the day, class of the day, English class. Sonic did not like English very much, but he did not like any class very much that was not about running and going fast, which is what Sonic does best. Sonic got to his class and sat down in his seat. "It is journal day," said Sonic's English teacher, Mrs. Lesson. Mrs. Lesson was tall, white, and had gray hair, and she was not pretty. "Take out your journals and put them in a pile, and I will read one of your entries to the class." Sonic took out his blue journal and ran to the front quickly and put his journal on her desk and ran back to his desk, all with his head down and not talking or looking at anyone. Sonic was so fast that he did it first. Everyone else did it afterwards, and slower. Mrs. Lesson grabbed her journal from the pile, and Sonic knew it was his because it looked just like Sonic's journal. Sonic knew this because he had written in it so many times it was crazy! Mrs. Lesson opened to a totally random page, and it was the worst page she could pick. She began to read. "Dear Journal, I called the doctor today about a problem. I have a problem with my balls. They are itchy, and it is difficult to sit still with them because they are so itchy. I have to back up against skunk surfaces and rub up and down on them to relieve the itchiness. No creams have worked. Creams only make my balls sweat smell like the breath of a thoroughbred, and I think Amy, my girlfriend, in parentheses, noticed. I hope my doctor calls. Love, Sonic. Oh no! Stop reading! said Sonic. But he reacted too late because it was already read. All of it. Everyone in the class laughed and Sonic felt like an idiot asshole. Because now everybody knows all about his ball problems. Sonic felt his rage build up inside him like a pool of lava in a volcano. Stop laughing at me! Don't tell anyone! Shouted Sonic. But everyone was laughing so loud that they did not hear him, and Sonic was just so embarrassed, and mad, and sad, but more embarrassed, so he ran out of the class fast. Sonic ran to his locker and opened it, and screamed into it. He screamed, "This sucks!" and curse words to Flander Putin shit God. What is the mad problem? Said Tails. Are you mad? Said Tails. Sonic was mad, so he nodded. You should tell everyone that it's okay to have problems with your balls, that they probably have problems that they do not want everyone to know about too, so stop laughing at. Wait, who's the one talking again? It was probably Sonic. I'll say that again in Sonic's voice. You should tell everyone that it's going to have problems with your balls and that they probably have problems that they do not want everyone to know about too, so stop laughing at me! There we go. I can't believe I had to say that sentence twice. Sonic thought Tails was right. Wait, hold on. So it was Tails that wrote it? I'm so confused! Sonic thought Tails was right because Tails was smart. He was smart, so now he's dumb. Understood. Knuckles was there too, so he said, Sonic, what is it I heard about you having problems with your penis and balls? Sonic was so mad again, so he pushed Knuckles and ran away quick. It probably was one of those faint punches like, Where Sonic ran to was his next class. It is now second period, so it was okay. And that class was history class. Sonic did not care about history class. Hey, Amy, said Sonic. Check me out! And Sonic did a dance move. Whoa, cool! Yes, kiss, said Amy. And Sonic and Amy kissed right there in the class, and some of the other people in the class watched. But the teacher wasn't there yet, so they didn't get in trouble, and who was gonna tell Sonic he can't kiss his girlfriend in class? Amy kissed Sonic so hard that he was thinking, let's have sex! But he didn't say it because the teacher would show up by the time they started to have sex in history class. Sonic kissed back really hard and it was sexy to everyone. The teacher arrived and they did class, but Sonic just looked at Amy the whole time, who was sitting next to Rouge. Amy and Rouge talked, and they looked at Sonic sometimes and laughed, and Sonic thought Amy was telling her about how awesome Sonic kissed her, but it was not. Rouge was telling Amy about Sonic's gay ball problems, and Amy was Sonic's girlfriend, but she thought it was just the funniest thing ever. Class ended, and Sonic went to Amy quick, and did not stop on the way. Hey Amy, why did you go telling Rouge about how hard we kissed? Smiley face. Said Sonic with a smile on his face that meant that he did not care that Amy did this and really wanted her to because it made him look cooler. Actually, Rouge was telling me about the problems with your balls and penis and butthole that everyone found out about in your English class. Wow, was Sonic surprised. He did not know what to say. Yes, that was the end of the first chapter.
I don't know what to say.
Yes.
Boy.
That was just the first chapter.
Very bad.
That was just the first chapter. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next chapter, shall we? I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this wholeheartedly.
Yes.
I hope the rest of you are as well. Let's see. Next.
I am, but my brain's fried.
The prom.
Mood.
Here we go. The prom. The rest of the day for Sonic was awful. So bad it was that Sonic went home and went right to the bathroom and took a big poop. What? 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 Why would you? Why would you start off with those two sentences? Ah! Okay. Cuddly, you can do this. You can do this, Cuddly. Come on, come on. Snap out of it. Snap out of it. It was a mad poop because it went out fast. Nah! It shooted out of his butthole so fast that it was like a gun shooting. His poop stunk so much that even the neighbors could smell it, and they all had a meeting at night about what to do about it, and they decided that they would just put fans on outside, and that it really started to smell again, they would do something else. That's hopeful. So Sonic pooped and ran up to his room and shouted into his pillow, "I hate everything!" Sonic shouted loud, and he heard a knock at his door. "What is wrong, Sonic?" asked Sonic's mom. "Nothing," said Sonic. "Okay, just keep it down because I'm trying to watch the TV," said Sonic's mom to Sonic, and left without saying anything else. Sonic was in his room still, so he looked out to the window and saw Tails flying there with his flying tails. "Sonic, are you okay?" asked Tails. "I was worried about you, Sonic." Sonic was less mad because Tails was always nice and smart and didn't care that Sonic left his porns around his room, so he'd think about kissing and doing sex on Amy when he wasn't with Amy. "Please be happy," said Tails. "Are you there?" Sonic went to the window and opened the window. That's reassuring. Sonic grabbed Tails and put him on the bed because Sonic is strong too. "Oh, this day was the worst," said Sonic. "Everyone thinks I'm a gay loser. All because I gave them my journal." Sonic cried. Sonic cried a little, and Tails put his hand upon his face to catch his tears. Tears can stain a carpet. Oh, by the way, Sonic Frontiers is out currently right now. Why don't you play the first ever foray into open world territory with Sonic's latest adventure? Out now on Xbox, Series X, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, PC, my anus, I don't know anymore. I'm marketing Sonic. Okay, let's do this. Tails hugged Sonic and said, "I am always here for you. The prom is tonight also." "Wow, I forgot," said Sonic. Sonic ran to his closet fast and pulled out his prom uniform. It's a tuxedo, and put it on faster. "Is our limo here yet, Tails?" "Wait, they actually had a limo already?" said Sonic while looking at Tails. "Yes," said Tails right back. "Let's go!" And Sonic went outside with Tails, who was also in prom clothing, and they went outside and got in the limo. "The limo is broken," said the limo driver, who looked like a person much darker colored. "Oh, okay." Sonic and Tails got out of the limo and asked the limo driver if they could fix it. "Nope, the limo is broken eternally," said the limo driver. So Sonic grabbed Tails' hand and said, "Let's go!" and ran all the way to the prom, which is on an island called Ghost Island. "Oh, this place is scary," said Tails. Ghost Island was really scary. It was shaped like a skull, and everything looked like it was dead. Sonic looked at Tails. "Yeah, it is," said Sonic. Whoa. Sonic and Tails, now you are both here and falling right into my trap. Oh wait, I went a bit later. I wanted this prom to end. Okay, let me go back a little bit. Why would they put the prom on this island? Oh wait, why would they put the prom on this island? Said Tails. "I don't see anyone else from the school here." Tails and Sonic were worried about it. Sonic and Tails walked forward, and there was a haunted house. Sonic and Tails went into the haunted house, and it was spooky. Sonic saw a ghost and Tails saw money. there was a man laughing. Sonic and Tails, now you are both here and falling right into my trap, said the man laughing. The man looked like a fat, immature gay. It was Eggman! Eggman, why are you here? Asked Sonic and shouted at Eggman. Are you here for the Chaos Emeralds? Yeah, but Ramon. Sonic shook his fist at Eggman, and Tails ran at him. But what an idiot he was, because the cage fell down from the top of the sky and trapped Tails. You are doomed now, said Eggman. Welcome to a graveyard of you! That reminds me of Welcome to Die by Magneto. Sonic was shocked, but did not run forward because he did not want to get caught too. But what if Eggman did not have another cage? Sonic did not know, so he went into the side, into a different room. This room was smaller and had carpets and wallpaper. It was still scary though. Sonic said, I need to find a way out and to save Tails! And he walked into a door that was on the next wall. Next thing, said Sonic, and he came onto the room into the same room he was in. This is the haunted house, so you can always come back into the same place, said Sonic, thinking of famous saying he once saw on the wall of a Walgreens where it was written. Great, this is a haunted house, so you can always come back into the same place. Walgreens, where you get your lots of drugs. And trust me, you're gonna need lots of them. Eggman laughed and pointed at Sonic. I kissed Amy, and now you will never date her again because I am going to do sex to her tonight. No, this cannot be real, said Sonic. Sonic knew they had to do something. But what? End of chapter 2. I'm twerking out, but not in the sexual way, but the twerking out in the way that I feel absolutely warped out of my own existence. How's everyone feeling so far?
It's still there.
I'm still here. Are you enjoying this madness? Are you enjoying it being retold in a whole different light?
Yes.
Okay, that's good to hear. I'm glad
It's good that I don't have to do this right now.
Yes. Isn't it comforting? Isn't it sublime? Who knows? There are so many chapters for this one, as I'm seeing. There's 25 chapters.
There's 25.
25 chapters. I don't think we're gonna get to all of them. So if anything, I think we can do maybe the next 3 and then call it. Right here.
Yeah.
Alright, I think, and then that will be like giving people 20% of the real deal. So if they wanted to go through it, they can suffer for it. Huzzah! What a marketing scheme. Then again, a lot of people probably already read this. So it's all for naught. Actually, this is my very first time reading this, and my brain is absolutely souping out of my fleshy mounds.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay. Chapter number 3. It is the 2 most important people. Sonic ran the fastest right to Dr. Eggman, right through his traps, and jumped at the floating platform that Eggman was standing on. I'm coming for you, said Sonic, and he jumped up right to the platform and got so close, but fell because it was just too high to reach even for Sonic. Sonic said, damn! And ran up the staircase that was in the middle of the big room that were under Eggman. Sonic ran to the top, and at the top he jumped again from a higher spot, and this time reached the platform because it was easier to get to it. Now you are mine! Shouted Sonic right to Eggman in his ear. I am not going to fall so easily, said Eggman, who then grabbed the crystal remote control out of his pocket and pressed a button on it that made a dome of lasers around Eggman. Get out of here! Yelled Eggman. I am Eggman. I will have my way with the treasures of this island, said Eggman. Eggman flew up high on this platform, and Sonic had already fell from the lasers that were on the floating platform, so Sonic didn't get to go too. Eggman disappeared into a purple and black portal at the top of the ceiling, and Sonic was left at the bottom of the room on the middle of the stairs. Okay. Amy still has to be here somewhere. I need to get Tails out of that locked cage, said Sonic, thinking about what he should do next. Sonic ran up the stairs really fast and down the hallway at the top of the stairs on the second floor. Sonic picked a door and ran into the door. The room Sonic ran into had a big picture of an old man on it, and he looked just so old that it was like seeing the skeleton right there. Sonic said, "This man probably died ages ago and left all his money from being in real estate to his sons who built this place." Okay. Sonic thought this was not the right room to be in, so he left it and went into the next room. This was the right room to be in, Sonic knew immediately. There was a big red bed, and Amy was tied with rope around her feet and hands, and there was another rope around her head with a lock in her mouth so she couldn't open it or say anything at all. Wow. We're getting there, huh? We're really getting to this moment. I'm picturing it and I want it out. Sonic ran right to the bed without doing anything before doing that and untied Amy with his sonic speed. I'm so glad you are here, said Amy. This promise not turning out like I hoped it would when I bought this dress. Amy was wearing a pretty red dress that was like what she normally wears but longer, and there were 2 flowers on the 2 shoulders. Okay. Amy's dress also made her boobs look bigger, Sonic noticed. Wow! Okay! Sonic thought for just a moment that this was the perfect moment to get her to give sex to him, but he did not do it because Tails still needed help. Where was the key to open Tails' cage? Said Sonic to Amy. We need to open Tails' cage. He can't get out of the cage. He can't get out of the cage, Amy. I saw Eggman putting the key in the safe behind the picture in the room you were just in, said Amy. So let's go get it. Amy and Sonic ran to the next room, and Sonic got there first. He is the faster one in the relationship. Is he now? Sonic punched his big strong hand right through the painting like a bodybuilder and found the safe behind the painting. This safe needs a password, said Sonic. What could it be? Sonic thought long and hard about everything he knew about Eggman. Sonic knew Eggman was a gay asshole who always ruined Sonic's plan to be the hero, and now he ruined Sonic's prom. Sonic tapped on his brain and thought harder. Maybe the password is his name, said Amy. It was not, and Sonic knew it before Sonic put it into the safe lock. I love her for her body, thought Sonic. What? I'm going to faint. I'm going to... Maybe I've already been broken. Maybe this was just the wake-up call I always needed. Sonic, thank you. Sonic thought harder and had an idea. What if the password is... Finally shouted Sonic at Amy next to him. Amy, who was there, said, What does that mean? Amy, Sonic's girlfriend, was confused. It is chaos and rose backwards. What he really wants but messed up so we would not guess it. Screamed Sonic. Ah! So happy. Sonic typed the password into the safe, and would you know it, it popped open and there was this big key. So Sonic took it. Sonic ran down the stairs, and then Amy did, and Sonic opened Tails' cage and Tails got out. I'm so glad to be safe again. Thanks to you, Sonic, the day is saved, Tails was smiling bigger than a crocodile having a silly dream, but Sonic was not. What's wrong, Sonic? Everything is right now, said Sonic. No, it isn't, said Sonic, so mad and sad. Madge. Eggman got away without a real punishment for what he did. Sonic shook his face in the sky, thinking about how Eggman slipped away like a slippery balloon that Sonic let go of. But we are all safe, said Amy said. That is what really matters. Sonic figured, right. Then, that Amy's superpower must be being nice because she knew before it wasn't being smart, which Tails was best, and Sonic is also good at it too. Way to compliment your girlfriend. Sonic did not even think about how his day at school was bad anymore because his balls did not really even itch anymore. Huzzah! Sonic laughed, Tails laughed, Amy laughed, and they went home ready for the next day of high school.
I forgot this was about high school.
Yeah, you get that feeling that it wasn't at first, but then this is all from a failed prom date. Oh dear God, my head. It aches. It aches. How's everyone holding up?
My brains are scrambled.
Yeah.
I feel like my brain...
I will have to go here in a bit, I will say.
That might be a safe bet. Save yourself, Seppi. Save yourself from the further torment. Let Killjoy and I share your wounds in this case. Let you be spared from this eternal torment, even though we're only doing 2 more chapters. Seppi, I must ask you though. Was it a good idea to come here in the first place? Uh-oh.
Maybe so.
Okay, I was like, that silence is like, uh-oh. Oh my word. I was going to say though for one moment, but this story has basically... This story has basically ruined my comprehension of everything around me, and I hate it. But Seppi, if you do need to go now, you are more than welcome to. Thank you so much for being here.
Of course, it was fun.
Yes, lovely. Hopefully, we don't have to go through this torment again the next time we meet.
Yes.
Unless you want to.
Maybe.
Okay.
Alright.
See
you later.
Then. See ya. Alright, Killjoy, it's just the 2 of us. The Sausage Fest has begun. Alright, here we go. We got 2 more chapters. So, Killjoy, since I've done 3 chapters, did you want to do the next chapter?
It is time.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me bring it
I
up
can do
here.
this one.
The next chapter is number 4. Getting a date.
I might not be able to do voices.
That's
but we'll
fine.
see.
That's fine. You don't have to go all out. Can you see it okay?
Yep, I got it on my screen here.
Okay. Tread cautiously.
Just take a sip of water before I start.
Yeah, I probably should too. Oh. Yep. You know what? We can take a little bit of a quick break before you have to go through this because I feel like all of this anxiety that I've been placed upon with this story is making me want to wet a whistle. Okay, so quick break here. We shall be right back. We're gonna grab ourselves some water, use the washroom, so feel free to take this time to stretch, hydrate, sweat up all the sorrow from your backs, and we shall return momentarily soon. Don't go anywhere. We got 2 more chapters, and I'm not the one that's going to be reading the next one at least. Therefore, let us get back to the whole shebang, everyone. Thank you for your patience. And here we go. Alright. We are back. We are back with Chapter 4 of Sonic High School. Are you ready, Killjoy? Did you get some water for yourself?
I did. I have some water here.
I'm gonna turn down the music just slightly. There we go. Go right ahead. It's all yours.
Chapter 4. Getting a date. Sonic did like in the first chapter and went to school again. Now it's lunchtime, and Sonic was in the lunchroom. Sonic was telling all of the people at his table, who were Tails, Knuckles, Shadow, Espio, and Charmy B, about what did happen yesterday. But Tails already knew, so he was nodding his head like a good friend. "You should have seen it," said Sonic. "I was in the haunted house, and I shot Eggman, but I let him get away right before I could have killed him."
Oh,
Sonic
jeez.
laughed, and Tails laughed at the same time. Knuckles said, "Should have stopped going on these cool adventures because high school is more important," said Knuckles. And Sonic knew he was right, because it's called Sonic High School, and it should be more about the high school part. That's what I said last time.
Yep, most certainly.
So, Sonic asked them all what they're up to. Oh god.
Well, I am entering the science competition.
Oh,
Said
yes.
Tails.
To win the science competition, I have to come up with the best invention, and my invention is this invisibility hat. It makes you invisible, but I can't do it right now because I have to make sure it works perfect for the science competition.
Tails was so smart that Sonic knew he would win the science competition. Because Tails is like Einstein
I guess.
or Einstein.
Einstein.
Nerd! Shout Knuckles right into Tails' ear. What a bad guy. "I'm just hanging out, not going to class because I want to cause trouble," said Knuckles. Knuckles was so bad that he would cause trouble. Sonic thought Knuckles was a fuck. Shadow was next, and he was badder than Knuckles, but in a different way. "I'm not going to be around much longer," said Knuckles. He always did. At the end of what he was saying because it was mysterious.
Where are you going?
Said Tails, because he was curious. "I'm going to kill my parents," said Shadow. See, this is how Shadow was worse than Knuckles. He did serious bad things. At least at the end of the day, Knuckles could sleep. Shadow was too dark for that. I don't know how this one's. "I'm going to try out for the football team," said Espio. Espio was athletic, like Sonic, but not as fast. But he had a horn on his nose that was good for attacking people in front of him. So Sonic thought he would be good at football. I'm going to try out for the play," said Charmy B. Charmy B was loud and singing always. "You're an annoying fag, so you should do great," said Knuckles.
Oh.
Do not hurt my feelings.
Said Charmy. Charmy was used to being hectored, so he was able to remove himself from this potent fury. "Did you see Rouge just now?" said Espio. "She's looking so hot in her tiny bra." Espio obviously wanted to kiss her deep. You should ask her out," said Sonic. "But the prom was yesterday," said Espio. "Well, that's okay. You can date anytime," said Sonic. "Oh," said Espio. "Well, then I'm gonna kiss and sex her tonight."
Sex?
Espio was like a little boy looking at his mom's boob for the first time. Wait, what?
Okay.
Sonic and Tails together were both looking at each other, and they wanted to help Espio. We're gonna help you get a date," said Sonic and Tails at the same time simultaneously. "And we're gonna do it right now," said Sonic and Tails. Sonic and Tails got up and both grabbed one of Espio's arms and dragged him across the room. Sonic did most of the dragging because he is stronger, and put him right at Rouge. "What is this about?" said Rouge with a questioning sound. She blinked her eyelids quickly like a race car.
Okay.
"What do you want? Why are you here?" Espio looked right into her eyes with a passion like 100 barking dogs and said, "Rouge, will you go out with me?" Espio was sweating, and there were drops of sweat dropping of his hands in front of her. "I don't know," said Rouge and looked at Espio. Rouge gave him a sexy look that made Espio feel in love. Please do it.
Please do it.
Sonic and Tails together at the same time. Okay, we can go on a date tonight, said Rouge. Sonic and Tails and Espio were stoked and high-fived all around. By the time this night ended, one of them would have done their first sex.
Oh my word.
Now here's the hard part, said Espio. How do I put sex in her without getting in trouble? Sonic and Tails looked at each other and thought, well. Then Espio walked out while holding on to Rouge's boobies because they are now boyfriend and girlfriend, and it's allowed to do it.
Okay. Of course.
That was an adventure.
Now, of course, that's the way to further establish that they are connected, right? That you touch the boobies, yes, and have the sex. Oh, my head. Even from hearing you and your high-pitched Tails voice set me in a whirlwind of so many emotions. Oh, well, you did good. You did exceptionally good there in the meantime. All right, one more chapter. Now, which one of us should read the final one? Would you like me to read it for the preparations?
Sure.
Okay. Just wanted to double check in case you wanted to read it at all. Okay. Oh good, it's not that long. Ah. Okay. Alright, chapter 5. Preparations. Preparations for insanity. It was the end of the day at school and it was time that Sonic and Tails and Knuckles got back on the bus at the bus stop to board it all the way home from school.
We are on the bus now,
said Tails.
No more classes.
Tails was happy, but sad because he is smart. Sonic and Tails sat down together, and Knuckles sat right in the middle of the aisle where he usually did not do, but sometimes did when not everyone was on the bus. It looked like Espio and Rouge were not on the bus because they were busy getting ready to go sex tonight, now that they are boyfriend and girlfriend. That makes sense. Knuckles laid across the aisle even more stretched out than when he was just sat across 2 seats because now the limits were the Alpha and the Omega. How can we help Espio? Said Sonic to Tails. Tails responded,
I don't know.
and thought about it on the bus. The bus drove bumpy on the bumpful roads all the way home, and then they all got out at the bus stop that they normally got in the bus, just like always. Sonic ran out of the bus, and then Tails, and then Knuckles in order.
Well, time to go home,
said Tails,
we almost there.
and they walked the rest of the way to home. When they got home, it was dinner time, and Sonic was at a different home from Tails and Knuckles because they were all in different families, so they did not live together. And Sonic's mom made a dinner. Sonic's mom made Chinese food, and Sonic ate it. And at the end, there was a fortune cookie, and Sonic broke it open and ate the cookie part and kept the paper that was inside that held a magical fortune on it. That was the entire sentence. Sonic looked at the fortune and read it to himself inside of his head. The path to glory begins at the base of your friend's penis. What? Who wrote that? Maybe that was the way, that was like they were wanted to call it quits, so they wanted to transcribe that as the final will and testament in the field of fortune cooking writing. Said Sonic inside of his head, reading the fortune cookie paper, and he knew it was a good sign for what was about to happen tonight when Espio and Roche went to sex, the best destination. Then the phone ringed. Sonic ran to the phone and picked it up and said,
Hello.
into it. Delightful. It was Tails.
I have an idea.
Said Tails on the phone to Sonic, who was listening but not speaking.
I could give Espio my invisibility hat for the science competition, and he can use it to do sex for Rouge.
So like in hentai. Great!
Classic.
Great! Sonic smiled so wide like the King of Fire finding out he burned down New York City with only his fire powers. Who's the King of Fire? I can't remember. Was it from Sonic 06? Probably. I'm pondering that deeply. Sonic and Tails went to Esvio's house later, which was not too easy to walk to normally for most people, but Sonic is super fast, so he ran there and helped Tails get there too, seeing as Tails is not as fast as Sonic. They knocked on the house, and Espio came out of the door.
Here's my invisibility hat that you can use with Rouge tonight to make sex in. It makes it impossible to see and impossible to hear you when you're wearing the hat, or when someone who is wearing the hat wants you to also be impossible to see and impossible to hear. Ah!
Screamed Tails, whose voice was a little hoarse from ordering food with the lunch lady whose hearing was lost in an earthquake in her childhood. What? We'll get into the lunch lady's backstory now? Okay. Alright. Lunch lady, best character. Tails had to say the things he wanted to so loud, and he would still say, "What?" And Tails wondered why she even had ears if she wasn't going to use them. Oh, snap! Espio grabbed the invisibility hat from Tails' hand and said, "Cool, thanks," and kept going, so Sonic and Tails left and wished them luck from far away at their own homes. Back at home, Sonic thought it would be good that Espio would get sex into Rouge, so he could explain it to Sonic, and Sonic would know how to find Amy's sex spots even better, because otherwise he would have to read about it online, because all he knew about was kissing, which wasn't really sex, but it was probably kind of the same thing, and Sonic would just read about it online before talking about it anyway, and he would know the right words for the things then. That was one sentence! That was one entire sentence! Ah! Sonic sat on his chair that was in front of his Sonic computer and opened up Sonic Instant Messenger. Oh great, he has his own instant messaging system. Oh, his own high school and his own instant messaging system.
He is a businessman.
Oh, he's one of those corporate Mongolites or something, I don't know. And Message Amy was doing the same thing, but at her house and said, "Hey Amy, wanna finally become true boyfriend and girlfriend by reaching sex this weekend?" Sonic waited for a long time at his computer, and it seemed like Amy was not there because she did not respond to anything. Sonic played games online and beat all the final bosses because he was like an alien sent to Earth to destroy records set by others. Then finally, Amy responded. What Amy said was, "No way!" Sonic was so shocked his brain must have felt like a total idiot. And that was the end of chapter 5.
Bravo.
Oh, okay. I gotta stop it here. There's 20 more chapters of this nonsense.
How?
You know what?
Is there 20 more?
If I ever do another charity event, if I ever do a charity event somewhere down the line, I'll make one of the goals that I read the rest of Sonic High School.
Entirety.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Chapter 6 through 25. I'll do it. If the charity goal is met. If it isn't, then it's going down the keister forever. Because... Alright, Killjoy. What did you think about this experience?
This was an adventure.
Yeah, I can definitely...
One I didn't expect.
Yes. What do you think was your favorite experience out of this whole conundrum?
It's hard to pick one.
What about the time that you read about Gerald Way having fun with Dora the Explorer?
Oh, right. And then the Teletubbies.
Yep. The Teletubbies. That was the
that
most...
broke me as a human being.
Yeah, I cannot deny that claim whatsoever in this case. So, I think it's time for me to end this stream. My brain is melted, my dignity is ruined, and my beard is filled with crap that I need to brush out. So, with that out of the way, thank you for joining us for this rather extravagant stream made possible by your contributions during the charity stream. Thank you ever so much for tuning into this cursed fanfic reading session. And thank goodness we didn't read My Immortal, because that will probably take a century as well. So, with that out of the way, Fame Killjoy, since you are the remainder here, would you like to tell people where they can follow you?
You can follow me on youtube.com/famekilljoy. It's usually where I spend most of my time. Little bits on Twitter and little bits on Twitch, same name.
Yes, and I'm shouting you out right now as we speak, so people can follow you if they aren't already. There we go. Shout out for Fame Killjoy, and thanks to Mjolnir. I know that's not her real name, but it was a nice running gag, so I figured I would keep with it. And then Seppi for stepping in as well. Tomorrow is Try Not to Laugh Challenge with Wheels of Punishment. Delightful. I wonder what's gonna happen. Oh. Well, with that said, Killjoy, do you have any... Let's see who is actually streaming right now at the moment. I wonder who it could be. I want to see if you may have any recommendations for someone that we can raid this lovely occasion. Let's see what... I'm looking at my end here. Looking at all my follows. There's a good amount of people here from the looks of it. I don't know if you... Feel free to let me know if there's anyone that you recognize on your end at all. There was a lot of people streaming actually right now. Ooh! Ooh! Lot of extravagance. And if no one comes to mind, no worries whatsoever. I'm pretty sure if we raid anyone, it'd be someone playing Sonic. Sonic Frontiers. I see a couple people actually playing it. We got Retro Mary VT. We got Johnny Jellyjaw. We got a few other people from the looks of it.
I mean, that seems the most appropriate.
Yes. Let's go.
It's someone who's playing Sonic.
Yeah. From all of that escapade. I think we'll go with Retro Mary in this case. Oh, they even have... They're even sporting the Sonic avatar. Oh, God. Alright. Alright, here we go. They're playing Sonic Frontiers, which I promoted earlier. So, let's go with the raid message then. Hello, Nikki Dragoon. Hello. Hope you have been doing well. We were just going to end the stream and go over to Retro Mary and bring the Sonic cheer over to her in this case. So, Sonic High School and Boris. I probably can't say. Probably can't say stripper. That's probably not in the message. And Boris Johnson scarred me. There. Scarred me raid. Okay. And then I'm gonna put the emotes into place here. Here we go. Let's get this raid message on here. There. Sonic High School and Boris Johnson scarred me raid. So, if you want to copy and paste this when we go into the actual raiding itself, you're more than welcome to do so. But please remember that no obligation is needed for anything in regards to subscribing to my channel. Make sure that you are financially stable out there before thinking about donating, subscribing, giving me bits, or anything that it requires money. Your financial health is important. With that said, let's go ahead and do it. Retro Mary _VT. Alright. So, with that out of the way, hope everyone has an exquisite rest of the day. Take care of yourselves. I'm going for a walk in the darkness. I think that would be the most appropriate term of service. I'll probably faint in some corner. And don't worry about me. I'll be completely fine. Ta-ta for now! Woohoo! Let's give Retro Mary a proper cheer. Yeah!